Okay, welcome to lesson 1 in 3D design. In this first video, in the first lesson, we are going to make a rectangle with 2 holes and a chamfer on each side. So just an first introduction. What you see here, the blue plate here, or blue surface, is what we call a work plane. You can actually edit by, or you can actually move the work plane by using our mouse, pressing the right button on your mouse. You can actually hover it or make it round. And as you can see on your top left here, top indicate your top view, and you can even hover it. Right view, front view, bottom view. So you can actually hover using top key, right? So what we're going to do, and we can actually also edit the grid. So the properties are in millimeters, so you can, I'm just going to change it to 200 by 200, and then your grid will be slightly smaller. Okay, so on your right hand side, these are all the basic shapes that we can select. We have box, cylinder, sphere, scribble, and so forth. And if you want more shapes, you can choose text and numbers, characters, and so forth. For the introduction, we will just use the basic shapes. And for the menu over here, we have selection of show all, group, which I will show you later. What is all this function form, alignment tool, and mirror. Okay, so import is actually if you want to import a new file, and once you finish you can also download and export it to 3D or laser printing, or you can even send a file and share it with other people. Alright, now we're going to actually make a first we're going to make a box with a radius on it. So the dimension that we are going to make, the size is 60 millimeter by 100 millimeter. So I'm dragging a cylinder. This is 20. This particular white box, when you click on it, it will indicate the dimension of the object, and the top one is the height, and this blue cone is we can actually lift up and down from this from the surface here. You can actually just change it to, I'm just going to change it back to 0, 0. Right. So, and if you want to duplicate this particular shape, you just click on it. Looking at here, you can duplicate and repeat. So I've already duplicated it. I'm going to just shift it. I'm just going to change it back again. There's 2 methods that you can actually drag the particular component. We can actually use our mouse and drag it, or you can actually use your arrow key on your keypad to actually move it. Okay, so we have 2 sphere of 20 millimeter in diameter. So we're going to actually drag a box and combine them together. So I'm going to change the dimension of the box to 40 millimeter. So I'm going to actually join these 3 boxes together. Now there's 2 methods that we can actually do. We can actually drag and join them together, or we can actually align them all 3 together. Right. I'm just going to show you how we can align them by, first you click on the first object, pressing your shift key, click on the other object, and then select the align tool, and you can see all the black boxes, black circle here. So when you actually hover around the circle, you can see that the things are all in alignment to the particular shapes here, right? So I'm just going to show what will happen when we align them. You can see that the circle actually goes to over here, so the sphere goes over to this side. So I'm just going to do that, and then I'm going to do likewise on the other circle, pressing the shift key. I'm going to press the align tool and join them together. Right, sorry, align them together. So the next step will be, actually I want to just probably maybe move the circle or the sphere into the box there. And just likewise on the other one. And we actually have them join them all together. Now, as you can see, they have two different color. So when you actually join them to make them into one object, they will become one color. So to do that, what you need to do, just select all the object, pressing your shift key, select, and select the group option, and you will see that it had changed into one particular object. Okay, now, so the next step is, I'm still going to make into a block, but at the moment, okay, I'm just going to show you how to actually make the radius, right? So I'm just going to make a partial radius. I'm going to bring the two box in. So this is actually diameter 20. I'm just going to change it to 10, and just going to just join it here. Right, and likewise I'm going to duplicate it and move to the other side. Okay, doesn't look aligned to me. Probably in the monkey there. Yep, much better now. Okay, so I'm just going to join all these three objects again together to make it into one piece, and group them so they become one object. Okay, so we have the first object that we want. Now the second object that we want is actually we're going to actually have a rectangle to join to this particular first object. So we're going to shift again back there, so 60, and because we're going to make the overall is 100, so plug the object, just make it 80, right? And the height is just going to make it to 10. So we're going to join all this particular object together, box together here. So I think I'm just going to use the alignment tool. Select it, align it, and see whether we can actually align it. Good. Too much. I'm just going to align it to the actual point there. Just check whether everything is in line there. Okay, looks like it's in the line. Let's say we We can even change this color to differentiate it. I'm just going to combine it again together. Shift key, combine it, and it become one particular object. Alright. So now looking at this side, okay, we can choose the dimension is 100. Beautiful. Right. So we have your first shape, overall shape. The next step is you're going to make the two hole. For that, I'm just going to drag this particular ruler. The ruler is actually more of an alignment tool, or for you to set to where you want to put an object into the particular object. So we're going to make two hole. We're going to put two hole over here. A diameter 10. One is from here to here is 40, and the other one is 60, and in the middle. So we're going to have two hole there. The dimension is 10 by 10. Sorry, by 10 by 10. And the height is, we need to have it. I'm going to make it longer. Height. This is not good. It's become an eclipse. Okay, we want a sphere. We want a cylinder there. So it should be 10 by 10. No, I think I'll choose the wrong. Select the wrong one. Actually, is that the 110? Yes. And the height is, I'm going to make it higher than the thickness over here. Now we have now your two hole there. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to drag it in the middle of the, just going to drag it to the middle of your drag to the middle. As you can see, what happened, it just disappeared, because this actually what happened was actually I have actually pushed it too much. Alright, now what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it in the middle there. Because this is diameter 10 and it's 60, so that one will be 55. So they will be actually from the middle. Yeah. And then, so we have now the position where your sphere now is in the middle of the rectangle, and the distance from the center of the sphere to the side here is actually 60. So what we're going to make, we're going to make another one, duplicate another sphere, and we're going to put it to 40. So minus 2 will be 30, minus the radius will be 35. So now we have two hole. Now we're going to make a hole. If you're going to make a hole on your rectangle, you need to use the hole option. Okay, by actually selecting that, this is solid piece, you need to change it to the hole. And same thing on the other one, select the hole. So when we have actually select the hole option, now we can actually join all these three objects together. So same thing, we click on the rectangle, the two hole, and we combine them and group them, and now then we will have the hole, the two hole, the rectangle with the height. So of 20. Now what happened within these two, we can actually see a gap here. It's not joining. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to ungroup them. Okay, make between group, select this, and ungroup them again. Okay, and select it and make sure that it's joined. Okay, now I'm going to actually, then I can actually select all of the object and group them together. Now you can see. Okay, so now we have all the object now in one piece. So this is the, if you want to see the dimension for the object we have done, just click on it and you can see the dimension as 60. We want 100, just change that to 100. So there you go. So this will be your first task to draw a rectangle with 2 holes and a height with a radius on it.